From Boca Raton, Florida, the home of Lynn University, and site of the 2012 final presidential debate, this is Beyond the Brief.
Welcome to Beyond the Brief. This is Azra Girok.
And I'm Milan Dorji.
Today we have many topics to cover. Our reporters will bring you stories from ECRA's campus and the nation while making a quick stop overseas.
The presidential election recently happened a few days ago, and President Obama was re-elected for 4 more years in office, defeating Republican nominee Mitt Romney. It seemed like it was going to be a tight race, but the president wrapped it up before 12 a.m. The lines were huge, where people would be waiting for over 3 hours in some counties here in Florida. Here's an in-depth look into the situation.
On the day of the elections, Lynn University hosted a viewing event of the final results at Knights Court. Live TV screens and free wings were available. Now that the decision has been made, we spoke to Lynn's students to hear their reaction.
What was your reaction towards the election? It was amazing. Obama won. I'm so happy. It was my choice. He won. I'm proud. I'm actually kind of upset that Obama won. He put us in a hole big enough as it is, and the 4 years haven't been great, especially with jobs and graduating college. Finding a job out of college is going to be hard. And I feel like Romney had a great plan
for the world, because Obama believes in the people.
It's also really interesting how divided the whole country is and how that's going to impact the country for the next 4 years, knowing that only 50% of the country actually wanted him back in office.
We visited a voting location in Miami-Dade County to find lines filled with citizens waiting for hours to vote. As election night passed, citizens waited for the vote to see who won the debate. Many had different opinions towards the election. However, the Lynn community can all agree that this historical experience will be one to remember. This is Angelica King for iPulse.
November 10th marks the 74th anniversary of the father of Turks, Ataturk's death. John F. Kennedy had this to say on the 25th death anniversary of Ataturk. The name Ataturk brings to mind the historic accomplishments of one of the great men of this century, his inspired leadership of the Turkish people, his perceptive understanding of the modern world, and his boldness as a military leader. Next, we'll look at a memorial video prepared by Azra Azgul.
Mustafa Kemal Atatürk. This footage is farther than the ocean, from Turkey. It is a moment of silence to honor Atatürk, the father of Turkey. Passed away on November 10, 1938, at 9:05 a.m., 74 years ago this week. Every year, millions of people honor and remember him with his moments of respect in his memory, and they follow his path every single day. He's a patriot, an idealist, a soldier, a secular, a Republican, a reformist, a statesman, and he's the second father of Turkey. His words, uttered 80 years ago, still applicable in today's everyday life. Atatürk once said, "To see me does not necessarily mean to have seen my face, to understand my thoughts and feel my feelings to have seen me." You might be surprised that Atatürk was a Muslim, and unlike today's Muslim leaders, he was secular. Atatürk brought up the secular system. Atatürk gave women the right to vote and recognized for the first time even before United States. He was revered leader not only in Turkey but in the United States as well. John Kennedy shared this sentiment on the 25th anniversary of Atatürk's death.
Ataturk brings to mind the historic accomplishments of one of the great men of this century. His inspired leadership of the Turkish people, his perceptive understanding of the modern world, and his boldness as a military leader. It is to the credit of Ataturk.
This is Azra Ayşegülok reporting for Beyond the Brief.
A class at Lynn University had the opportunity to Skype with a class from the Democratic Republic of Congo discussing global issues. Sevi Keti with the report.
The day after the third presidential debate, which occurred on Lynn's campus, students in Professor Marquito Wright's class, The Debates Go Global, participated in a video teleconference with students in Kinshasa, the capital of the Democratic Republic of the Congo. Their 30-minute conference discussed foreign policy issues that were and were not addressed during the debate.
So I was just telling everyone over on this end that This is the third presidential debate. There was a presidential debate, 2 debates between the presidential candidates before this. This is the only one that focused exclusively on foreign policy.
I think one of an important issue that should have been discussed is development, and particularly with reference to Africa, given that a significant majority of developing countries are African countries, but not only limited to Africa. You have countries in Southeast Asia as well, but the next president of the United States is going to have to face the deadline for which the Millennium Development Goals have to be met. It's only two years away, so I think that should definitely be a primary concern for the next president, and perhaps should have been addressed last night in the debate.
Coming from a different region, Latin America as well, we all want to see our regions being addressed in the debate the way that they should be, because it's important to us, but we have to also take into consideration the fact that the U.S. will address the regions that they believe are more at risk. I'm not saying that Africa is not at risk, but the ones that they consider are, a threat to them itself.
I am from Venezuela, and perhaps in contrast to Melanie, who is from Guatemala, I feel that the United States has not involved itself enough in Venezuela in trying to resolve our situation with President Hugo Chavez.
Lynn students, as well as African students, seem to have varying opinions on each candidate's foreign policy platform. Many interesting and important questions were brought up during the discussion that hopefully will be resolved by the end of this election. This is Savvy Kathy reporting for Beyond the Brief.
November 1st marked a special day in Lynn University history as they celebrated 50 years of providing outstanding higher education. Lynn University has always built on its proud history while focusing on its future. Happy birthday, Lynn. Matt Purpich reports.
It was a day to celebrate the university's 50th birthday. The day began with a dedication of Lynn's new front entrance. $1 million for the project came from Lynn's benefactor, Bob Sheep.
It's an honor to be here today to help celebrate this memorable occasion, and I'm so proud to have been a small part of it. I want to thank everyone for attending today and thank Lynn University for inviting me.
Lynn University's President Kevin Ross.
The conclusion of the debate was not the end of our momentum because we have so much more planned. Earlier this morning, we dedicated the beautiful new front entrance on Military Trail, and soon the Ritter Building will be no more. In its place, we'll be constructing the brand new International Business Center, and it will be the home for the College of Business and Management. We'll also be constructing Bobby Campbell Stadium for the championship soccer program and our newest sport of men's lacrosse.
And there was a lot of fun activities. Zip lines on one end of the campus, vintage cars on the other, and of course, the famous Lynn canoe race. The winning team was proud.
Making sure that we didn't fall in the water, we knew we would come out winners. We brought in the team ringer right here. Richard Fowles is the new recruit. And Team Fowles, you get these sour losers over here. Don't worry about those people.
If you have missed any of the Beyond the Brief or iPulse action, you can always catch up with us through our official Facebook or Twitter accounts.
Well, that about does it for us today. I hope you have a great weekend. I'm Milan Dorji.
I'm Mazra Ayşegül Ok. See you next week.